I'm going to create some pressure and I'm going to try to get him to turn to his side. So when you're in the no-gi, very often like in the gi, there's obviously a brilliant position whether you're gi or no-gi, right? Unless you can get underneath the arms to create some pressure here. It's very hard to finish somebody no-gi from the mount. Like it's more difficult because we don't have the collars. We're not able to grab sleeves and push to the side and wrap lapels or whatever we're going to do. So it's going to be more difficult. It's also probably marginally easier for him to escape. So I have to be very smart about how I use my pressure and I have to be very tight. So you have to be much tighter in the mount than you would normally be if you were, say, in a gi situation, okay? So what we're going to do is single arm lock to start. And what I'm actually going to use, it's good thing it's after Christmas because you're going to use your belly. So from here, sometimes like when I go to like dig for the armbar back here, he can like grab and maybe bridge me over, so I don't want to lose my arm. So I'm going to use my knees, and a lot of times when he wants to escape, he's going to go to his side anyway. So I'm going to use my knees underneath his elbows, and I'm going to use always my hand to create some sort of pressure on his neck. Okay, now whether that's here, like heavy pressure here with my shoulder turning his head, or whether it's like a half like kind of collar tie on the top of his head here, both of which are good for me, right? Or even pushing the head sometimes. And the reason for that is when his spine is straight, he's very strong, he's able to get compact, able to turn the direction that he wants to turn. But as soon as I kind of take his spine out of alignment, make him look this direction, put his head on the side, he becomes very, very weak, okay? So we can use a push, a pull, the shoulder, whatever it is. What I really want to do is tempt him to my best side if he wants to go for the hip escape, okay? So I'll use my shoulder this direction because I want him to face this way. But for the mount position in particular, you should probably be just about as good on both sides, you know, for mount. It's not too complicated, you know? It's not like doing like a particular guard or a complicated guard. So now he's going to try and bring his hands inside now, bring his elbows in, elbows close. And as he goes to turn here now, I'm going to go, instead of like trying to like force him back to the mat, I'm going to get my sternum and like drive behind his elbow. Now even if he wants to turn back in now, that hand is stuck. Okay, here. And now it gives me the opportunity to pass the grip and to start to move my knee behind his head. Okay. So please, Nathan, put no effort into this whatsoever. I'm fine by myself.
Now the angle.
So here, you can see that his arm is in front of me and I'm placing my belly through it. Okay. From here now, I'm going to create the kind of seated position with the S mount. And what I'm going to do is think about my top of my femur or bottom of my hip. And from here, as I grab now, I'm going to start to sit and turn my sole of my foot towards his elbow. Just loose with the hand for now. We just want to be think about more tight with your belly than with your hand, okay? Because a lot of times people grab here and they squeeze here, but the position goes. Nathan's able to turn his back to the mat because the grip on the arm is slippy. So instead, use your belly here. Create all the pressure through his floating ribs. Sit to the side. Everything goes tight here. My knee, my shoulder, his arm. I can use my other arm to reinforce. Don't focus on the grip so much again. Think about your belly. And from here, straight leg now. Chop. Pinch your knees for simple armbar. Okay? Not so simple, right? So again, turn him this way. When he goes, I use my belly. And then I take my time to come up, create the pressure with my belly. Whether it's in his shoulder or in his elbow, that's what I'm going to try to do, okay? You can pass for the gift wrap and all that kind of stuff here. We're not going to do that too much today, okay? From here, sole facing towards his tricep. Everything is very compressed here. And now, up and down with your legs. If you want to push his head, it's always helpful again because of the spine thing we spoke about a minute ago. And then from here, your hamstrings slapping off his head. See the way my foot didn't touch the mat? That's really important. Don't let that touch the mat, because what you don't want to do is put your foot here and give him all this space here to turn his head back into you and be strong. That's doing the job of what we spoke about. So probably spoken about spinal alignment there for him at about 6 times, but that's what we're going to do, okay? If, guys, you can't get the hand at the head, he's protecting his head a lot, he's kind of keeping his hands up, you can like fight, and kind of get your belly as well without connecting to the head and get the same thing, but you're just looking for this, you're looking for that pressure here, okay? Everybody happy enough, yeah? Let's give that a shot. 3, 2, 1. You might have to come back a couple of times for this, but don't worry, call me always like many times we'll come back like to the camera for this bit. Some of you might not have seen this position before. So from here, when I get to this, to here, I start to go here, and whatever grip I take on the hand, I can sometimes go here, sometimes be over the top like Kimura style, sometimes in the gift wrap. Just focus please on making sure to show your palm of your foot, sole of your foot is like that, not like that. Right, because the top of your femur here should be in his floating ribs, right? That should be digging and burying down in there. So when you do that, that's what you get. When you're like this, it's like the soft, flabby part of your, especially after Christmas, at the top of your leg, you know? It's very flabby then, a lot of cushioning. So from here, bony, not soft. So from here, I'm gonna be like attacking now, but Nate's gonna be like a bit tired. He's not gonna give me this arm. It's not going anywhere. What I want is to get this foot in here. Okay, that's going to be my goal here. And I can either like kind of push and then sit here. Oh, just keep your head up. Yeah. Sit in here like this, okay? Or if he creates like the problem trying to come up on his elbow, say, I can get it in here like this, okay? That's not really how I do it, just trying to demonstrate, okay? Just to see where you know where the foot's going. To do this, guys, I'm going to fall to my own shoulder, okay? So I want my foot going in here. Create this with the quarter Nelson here like this as well, where I push, angle his head. But when I go, I'm going to kick around, fall to my shoulder. All right? Like you're going for the armbar, but onto your shoulder, not to your back. Now, we're going to attach the triangle over the top. I'm going to deal with a couple of things as I have the triangle here. I'll just loosen it a bit for Nate. First of all, this is, generally speaking, this is a control position, like body triangle, and not submission, because it's very hard to submit the guy actually from here. More difficult than it looks. If you can, by all means, but I bet it's going to be a neck crank rather than a submission. I'll put money on it nearly. Because the main pressure off my thigh here is going into the back of his neck. Alright, second thing is you're going to say, yeah, all very well, Barry, long legs. How do I get it here? And like my legs are here like this. You're going to reach in and adjust and take your time and create the pressure when you're out. Your leg might not be able to go behind his back. It might just be up here, like in front, but it's all good as long as you get your foot behind the calf or the knee. Okay, to continue to control here, okay? Once we do, I bet your opponent's gonna grip his hands together and not give you it. So what we're gonna do is instead of attacking the hand, we're gonna attack the elbow, 2 hands over, peel the elbow. From here, we got 2 choices. We can go for like the shoulder or the chest stretch here, or back for the armbar. Okay, let's come back and see the position again. I have to get into it. The most important thing here, guys, is going to be falling to the side. Okay, falling to your shoulder instead of falling back. Everybody's going to instinctively fall back. So let's look at it. So, I've got to where I wanted to with the basic armbar. And now I want to get my foot in here. Okay? So, let's do the quarter Nelson setup because I quite like it. I'm going to reach using my hand here. And I'm going to crank his elbow back. So I'm going to go down as low as I can to his elbow. And I'm going to push his head forward with my bicep to create this space. This arm is, this leg, my right leg here is going to do a big spin. Don't try and like step up and put it in here. Instead go like so. Fall to your shoulder, not to your side. Join your feet and adjust. Don't try and like be here, trying to get the triangle. Join your feet first, even if it's bad. Then adjust your top leg to get here. If your opponent doesn't grab his own arm, no problem. Take it back underneath your armpit for the arm lock. I bet he will, because everybody does. From here, don't try and fight his hand. That's where the strength is. Peel, 2 hands over the top like this. Try to come up with a decent analogy. Peel your 2 hands over the top with, like a beaver. There we go. Squirrel. Squirrel, there we go. And peel like so. You get the chest stretch here, or when he breaks the grip, back for the armbar. Like a beaver. All good? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. The beaver arm lock. What did I say? Did I say go to your shoulder, not the side? Obviously I didn't name that. Go to your side, not your back. Just for people getting into the position. It's all about like making your leg light, so the one that's going over his head, whether it's for the armbar we did at the start, or whether it's for the reverse triangle, that leg has to be really easy to move and manipulate. So if you're like this, look, let's go to your side there for a sec. If you're like this leg is really heavy because it's supporting your weight, okay? I want him to support my weight. What we said at the start was about pressure. So when I want him to support my weight. So I'm sitting like this with my foot off the mat here. Now look, that leg can move around very easily. It's very easy to move around, okay? And even with someone like tall and like me, like against somebody who's shorter, which is like usually more difficult for me to get into positions like this, I really need that mobility in my leg. So I really need him to hold my weight. I really need him to hold my weight so the leg is light, but I also really need him to hold the leg so that, or to hold my weight so that my pressure's all the way through him and he's not going to move. He's less likely to move. So if you're in like a fast, very scrambly position, like against an opponent like this, is like you're going to have to catch this in motion. But we don't want that tonight. What we want instead is to stick to him, create a lot of pressure, and then have him almost give the position up for us, okay, because of our pressure. So don't be like this. Be like this. Create this reverse or this quarter Nelson, and look how all the weight is through here. A lot of pressure on Nate. So this leg is very easy for me to move here. Very simple. And then, as I said, you can go here, begin to adjust. Just same thing for triangles, guys. The reverse triangle as for adjusting a triangle from guard. I don't want to pull the foot here because the foot is going to bend, and I'm always going to if there's like a lot of pressure here, I'm going to have to let this go to not hurt my own foot. So my hand goes inside the triangle and adjusts with the shin. Okay, so inside my own triangle. Don't adjust on the outside. Okay, you can do it occasionally, but you want to be in here. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing about the finish, a couple of questions. I'll just go really loose. First one was, can you choke him? Yeah, of course, you can choke him, you can squeeze him. I'm going to say my chance of finishing Nathan, like real Nathan, not dummy Nathan who's doing it now, with the triangle from here, I think I will just anger him. Okay, I wouldn't want to squeeze here because I'd be going like, what if the guy gets out of this and he's going to be really mad, right? But genuinely, I think it's, he'll tap here because he doesn't like, it's uncomfortable, but I think it's fairly low percentage, okay? I'm better off attacking the arms. So when he joins his hands together, the other thing was someone saying, what if he has flexible shoulders? The hand goes over the head here like this, and he's still not tapping from this shoulder lock, right? If his hands are above his head, his grip has got to be very weak. It has to be. There's no way, I don't know anybody who can hold a grip like this for very long. So when you peel the elbow up here, hold one and just break the grip for the other. Okay? And the last one was, do you have to tuck it underneath? No, you can just finish it. Okay? All good? Do you want to give it a shot? A couple more reps then, with just those adjustments, and then we'll come back. Yeah? Questions? 3, 2, 1.